Hello Stamper, welcome to Frenchie's video. I'm Frances Martin, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. And today I'm going to show you some great tip about the triple banner punch. I'm going to tell you I'm going to shoot out a lot of number here, but I'm going to have all the numbers on my blog when I post about this. So many great tips. Remember, on the video you can stop, rewind, forward, whatever. So one thing that I want to show you, this was all started at 4-inch, and you see it gets shorter and shorter, because if you look at this one, we started at 4-inch, but when we are done, we're done at almost 3-inch. So you see we're losing 1 inch. So you lose, the skinnier you lose more. So what you want to do when you do a banner, it's measure. Let's say that I want my banner for the front of the card, so I know that's 4 1/4. If I would want to have all on that there, cover from the start to the finish, well, that means I need 4 1/2. So I didn't do one at 4 1/2 though, dang it. So let me do one at 4 1/2. So you're going to see what I'm talking about. So if I want 4 1/4 at the 2-inch, the bigger one, I need 4 1/2. So if you do 4 1/2, if you take your card front here, you see it overlap. Not for long though. You're going to take this, and it's for every size. You get for every size. So it's 2, 1 1/2, and 1. So slide this in, make sure it's open, and sometimes you want to cut just barely a little bit less like than 2, just so you see the line so it fits smooth. You're going to cut. So you see, you're losing this part here, not all that. We're going to talk about the tip in a minute. Then you're going to go back here. So that should be about the 4 1/4 that we needed from one end to the other. Look at that. So it's about, so I get a little bit less. I could have went a little bit, because I'm losing 1/8 of an inch about each end. So now you get this. Let's say that you want this greeting here in the center of your banner. To see if it fit, you're going to measure it. So, okay, it's about, you need about 2 1/2. That would be, you know, that's all the writing. So I would say 2 3/4. Well, if you get this here, the tip, because you cannot stamp past that, you're losing 1 3/4. Because if you go at there, I was losing a little bit because we started at 4-inch, you see. So you see, well, let's go at 4-inch. You see how much I'm losing, but look from there. So that's even more. I'm losing 1 inch almost, and then the other one, so 1 3/4. So that's what you have to take in consideration. So I got all those measurements. It's getting confusing, but I'm going to put it in writing what you would lose. So this one here, it's very confusing. The tip, it's pretty much easy. I put you losing 1/8, so it's about 1 1/4. I say about because it depends if you push it all the way and you cut it just right. So let's see which one that I got all equal that we can do. So anytime, depends on your banner. So let's say here, let's punch this one. So I started at 4 1/4. So I know it's going to be a little bit smaller than my card if I do both ends. There and there. So you see, I'm losing this here, those bits. Now if I go with the 1 1/2, I want to make sure that it was all, yeah, 4 1/4. I go at the 1 1/2. And you see the difference? I'm losing more there. So it's going to layer perfectly though. But it's just layered the top and the bottom. I don't have no layer on the side. I'm going to show you how to do layer on the side. And then if I go with my 1 inch, you see how much more I'm losing. Because it have to match with the center too. So now I got the perfect banner for top and bottom. But I don't have no banner on the side. It's just do like a V, right? Look, I had started at 4 1/4 and see how much. I'm losing about 1/4 of an inch. Okay, now if you want a banner that you get the tip difference there, you want to leave this plain or not. I think I did 2 of them. Okay, this one a little border, this one. Let's say this one you want to leave this one plain. So I cut what I needed, the 2, 1 1/2, 1, but it's all 1/4 inch different. So what you're going to do, it's stamp this, not stamp, but punch this. And remember, all of the length are 1/4 inch difference. So at the end, I should have 1/4 inch different banner. This one, it's tight a bit. My 2 inch, I cut it right at the, here we go. So now, I got my banner that's going to have really the banner look that I got my gap in the bottom. So now I got a perfect banner to put over here. So you see how it worked? I get this all difference. So that's at 1/4 inch for the length. The width, you have to go with the punch. The width is going to be 2, 1 1/2, and 1. That don't change, you go with the punch. But if you want a gap at the end like this, you need to decrease. This one, you can have more. You could have like 1/2 inch. You can have that if you want. This here, it's 1/4 inch gap. This one is just 1/8 of an inch gap. You see, it's just barely tiny little bit. You can see that. And to be honest with you, with the gap here, it won't look good. So let's decrease that by, okay, 4. Okay, let's start with the big one. The big one, it's at 4 1/4. The next one's going to be at 4. I think 1/8 of an inch won't make a big difference. And then 3 3/4. Okay, now let's do both ends. You're going to see what I'm talking about. So as long as you know that this here, when you cut or you punch, that you're losing. That's what I want to make sure that, oh, I went sideways. Whoops. Let me put another one. That was 3 1/4. As long as you know to take in consideration, let's make sure. I went a little bit over 1, so oh, I'm pushing too hard. Well, I'm challenged today. Here we go. There. Make sure you just don't force it. Okay, now I got that. Now the 1 1/2. And again, the other end. And then the 2. And then the 2. Okay, let's see how that fit. This, and then this. So now you see, I got really a banner instead of just a strip with the point like this one, because I decreased the length of by 1/2 inch. You can decrease the more, depends on where you want to put it. Now the best thing to do, it's to measure what you want and depends if it's the half-inch banner, 1.5, I mean. Then this one, it's less, 1/78 to right here. If you count, if it's something you want from like here, I wanted the top to the bottom not quite touching there, so I went the length of the card. That was perfect, 4.25, and it gave me about my 1/4 inch there. See, I got about my 1/4 inch. So that's what you have to play with for your measurement. I'm going to put that there. Like I said, I did about, because it's not just, depends how you're going to push it and if your measurement have to be exact. So all this going to help you. And then like this one, I wanted this there. It barely fit, but it fit. I'm going to show you. I have to go down so I can see where I'm stamping. Hopefully I'm straight enough. Oh, perfect. So you see, but this one, because I cut both in, I went with the banner having the gap in between, it really won't fit. See, I get some of the blue there. I can make it fit, but it's going to be super, super, super tight. Maybe I'm going to lose the period there, the dot. See how tight it is? So it's very important to measure what you want to do and see if it's possible to put in your opening. So all this is going to help. Let me show. So one more time. So you see when you decrease, this was the same length in your black, but you see how much shorter it is? Plus you lose a little bit on your black. Let me show. Here we go. See how much you're losing at the this, you're losing that, and that. So that's what I measured. That's about 1/8. This one, it's about 3/8, and then this, it's about half. So that's how much you're losing. So if you measure just right and cut just right, it will not fit because you're losing quite a bit. So hope this helps you a little bit with the banner punch, how to measure and get the right size. Thank you so much for watching. And again, I'm going to have more detail on my blog at Frenchiestamps.com.